What's up, Ford mods? It's Two Dads with another how-to for the Ford FG. Today I'm going to be going through the interior trim with you, how to remove it, how to pull the door cards out, a little bit of how to pull the other trim on the inside of the car out, including the stuff over the boot, the center, the boot. By boot I mean glove box. Yep, because they're totally the same thing. Alright, let's do this. Alright, so to pull the trim out on the inside of your car, the best thing is to use a trim removal kit, and what they'll do is let you pull, get in under the jams and pull those little bits out. I don't have one because I am cheap, so I use my knife. And the other thing you'll need is a Starhead driver. I don't know what the size is because I have cheap stuff and it doesn't actually have metric measurements on it. So I recommend just buying a kit and just going through them one at a time like I did. First thing you're going to do is this little fancy strip around the door handle. So what we do is we get the knife and we stick it into the end of the jam, that little gap there, get her in there, wedge it underneath, and apply a little bit of pressure on it, a little bit of leverage, and you're going to pop the end out. And then you're gonna stick your little door removal tool, your little trim removal tool, or your knife in further again, and you're gonna pull it out a little bit more, and you'll be able to use your hand soon. Be careful of those two little bits of plastic because they are very fragile, and it's pretty easy to accidentally snap half your trim just off clean there. So once you've got it loose, it's easy to just get the knife in down a bit further, pop it out. Now once you're at this point, make sure you grab your trim and you pull it backwards, because up the front there, up on the very far left, there's a small hook underneath the trim, and that hooks into the door card. And you can see there's the hook there. And so that goes into that little hole just there. So if you pull from that end, you'll snap that hook straight off. And we can't have that because then your trim won't fit anymore and it'll fall off. Alright, so around the door handle, you've got one Starhead screw there, and you've got another one on the other side, nice and easy to see. Next we're going to do the door handle, the grip. So down inside you've got a little piece of plastic. You get your thumb or your finger, whatever, and push down on it and away, and that'll release these little bits that are sticking into the side there, and then you can just grab it, pinch it from the top, and just pull it straight out. It's just a bit of plastic. It can take a bit of force without breaking. You got another Starhead screw down inside there. Right, now we do the center first, because this door jam in the center first, because that holds the whole card for the door in place. Once that's in, it stops it from falling out and moving around, anything like that. So when we get this and we pull this out, this will free up the rest of the door. We can easily pull the rest of the screws out and lift it straight out. So we get down in there. It's not a very long screw, so it doesn't take long to get out.
I tell myself that I can't stop. We could see clearly now.
Once that's loose, you don't need to take it out or anything. Once it's loose, you'll know it'll come free, and you can just grab the top of the jam there and just pull it straight out, and there it is. All right, and there's the hole where it came from. So after that, you want to do the two screws down the bottom. Right, so your other two screws are down here at the bottom of the door. So you got one on the right hand, one on the left hand side. Not hard to find. So once your screws are undone on the bottom, go up to the top, get your ones at the top. Now that your screws are undone, you got to get your hand in underneath the left hand corner. Start with the left hand corner because it's the easiest one to get leverage on without breaking anything. Inside, behind the door, you've got a series of little pop rivets. No, not pop rivets is the right word. Underneath the door, you've got a series of little pop fixtures. They will hold the door, but once you apply enough force, you'll hear a loud popping noise, and they'll come free. Once they come free, you can move up the door and across a bit more, and you can keep pulling the rest of them off. They can actually take a fair bit of force, but apply too much force and you will break them. I've got no real way of actually pulling these things off without breaking them. I've completely screwed most of my ones. So it's pretty much luck, as far as I can tell, to not destroy the inside of these things. Once you've pulled your door card free, you grab the top, along the top, and you're going to pull from the top upwards, because you've got that seal along the top that it rests on. So you're going to grab it and pull it up and then out, away from the door. It's easiest to do this when you've got two hands. Unfortunately, I don't have two hands because I'm holding a camera. Down inside, you've got the cable running to your door handle. That's easy to disconnect. All you do is gently push it outwards, pull it back a little bit, and lift it straight out, and that's it. Done. Your door handle's disconnected. The cable running to your power windows has a small tab just on the back of the plug, so you want to push that small tab in and lift and give it a little bit of a wiggle and lift it free. It can be a bit of a struggle sometimes, and there you go, free. Alright, and that's it. Your door card is now out, and you can do whatever you want with it. Paint it up, scrap it, throw a different one in, who knows. And that's what the inside looks like. Rear doors are almost the same thing, except on the rear you've got this little tiny guy up in behind your door handle. All you gotta do is get a knife or your fingernails if you got them, pull that out, and there's your first screw right in behind there. And you've got in the center your door handle there, your door hole. You've got exactly the same thing. Push the bit of rubber out, you got a screw underneath there. You have one screw up the back at the top there to holding it in at the top, and then same as the front, two screws down the bottom, and that's it. Exactly the same process. Pull the middle out, pull the screws out, grab it from the left hand corner, pull it back out, and then lift it upwards. That's the exact same process as the front, just with slightly different locations for the screws. The trim above the glove box is a little bit more difficult. It's actually the most difficult bit of trim in the entire car. See, this bit of trim I don't think you can see it, but there's a little mark right there where I'm indicating now. That's actually where I broke the trim, snapped it almost clean in half the first time I was trying to pull it out, because there's actually a screw right in the middle of it, right there, behind it, holding it in. None of the other trim in the car has screws holding it in, just this one. So you can pull it out from the edges, either edge, pull it straight out, but that center screw will hold it in. What you have to do is actually open the glove box and get in, and up in underneath the lip of the glove box is a series of Phillips head screws that you need to unscrew and actually drop the glove box down onto the floor. All you got to do though is locate those Phillips head screws up in above the glove box, unscrew those, and it'll just drop out. And then up in behind that bit of trim is another screw right there that you just undo, and that's it. You've got that trim free. So the center is also incredibly easy to pull out. If you've seen the video on how to pull the ICC out that I've done, if you haven't, go check it out. If you have, you'll know how to pull that out now. All you're going to be doing is pulling the tissue box holder out, pulling the center console out, and once you've taken all of that out of the car, you'll free the center here, and you can just get a removal tool, or you can get a knife, jam it down in the side, and just pop it free all the way up the side. Once you get to the top there, you can easily lift the whole thing from the top and just lift it straight out. Obviously open the glove box lid and pull the cup holders before you try and take it out, otherwise you're going to have a hard time lifting it because it's going to be jammed in. But the whole thing just lifts free in one big piece. Next you got your trim for around the steering wheel. Now this trim is also incredibly easy to pull off. Just get a knife up in behind the edge there, yank it straight out, and then gently pull it out along the length of the trim. It is very weak because it is actually attached up in there, that little bit right above the steering wheel. Once you get it out, it's also one big easy piece. It is a pain in the ass to get it back in though, especially to get it in straight. So if you're going to take it out, make sure you only need to do it the one time, because it's a nightmare having to take it in and out repetitively like I've had to do. Next is your trim down along the door. So this trim is incredibly easy to remove as well. Pretty much the whole length of the car is held down by 4 screws all up. 2 in the front, 2 in the back, and that's it. So if you want to run your cabling, your wires, speaker cables, power lines, all that sort of stuff, your amps, sub setups, all you got to do is get your knife or your trim removal and stick it in this little gap here, lift this bit up, and there you go. You've got 2 Phillips head screws down inside the front here. 2 in the front, 2 in the back. So you pull these 2 screws out and this piece will lift free. You don't even need to pull it all the way out. It will come out loose enough that you can easily get cables and just slide them in underneath it. Once that one comes free, the rest of them are really easy to move. This part won't actually come off completely but just by pulling those 2 screws out, but you don't need to if you're just doing it for cabling, because you can run the cables in along the bottom, because it easily comes free far enough to actually be able to slide those cables up in underneath it. Next we'll head into the back to do the back. Alright, in the back is the same setup again. You want to pull this little bit out using your knife. It's got 2 screws under it and you can run your cables from the front there down in through the trim and up underneath the seat cushion. You can even get them, you can see my ones aren't actually run underneath properly at the moment, it's just dodgy, but you can actually get them in underneath the backrest just there. As you can see, there's plenty of space, it's very loose. And you can run those round behind that and round the back of the chair and actually put them up under the carpet if you really want to keep them back. All you got to do is pull your little pop things out and the carpet comes away nice and easily. I'll actually do a video. I'm going to film it next week. I'm going to pull out my entire boot. I'm going to pull this carpet off because I hate this carpet, and I'm actually going to sound deaden as much of the boot as I can with what I've got, and I'm actually going to redo the entire thing. I'll put new sub enclosures, all that sort of stuff, so hopefully that'll be something cool to see in the very near future. And that's it, interior trim for the Falcon FGs. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this video has been informative for some people, or just entertaining, interesting for others. Please comment, like it, share it, all that sort of thing. It makes a big difference, really helps to spread the love around. Hopefully this helps out a few people who wanted to do some audio installs or some interior mods. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Thanks for watching. Anyway, what did I get from Super Cheap? Let's see, some red paint, some silver paint, some black. What am I going to do with all this paint? Am I going to paint the interior silver? But I covered up all the silver with carbon fiber because I didn't like the silver. I don't know. I guess we're going to have to find out.
We could see clearly now. We could see clearly now. That I can't stop. We could see clearly now. We could see clearly.